Hey YouTube, it's the Duffinator. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So, this is the next part of what I'm doing for the Ariens snowblower. It's like 25 years old. This one over here. Okay, so last time I pointed out that it had a bad linkage in the transmission. And when I was in there, what I didn't get on video is while I was putting it back together, this roll pin fell out of the belly pan. Didn't even realize that was missing. So I think that might be the cause as to why the linkage came apart. There are some other pieces that are missing still. And from Jack's small engine, I ordered them. They came yesterday. So I'm going to try to get those in. So I'm not sure if this is everything I need, but this is the handle for, or the ball end for the handle for the drive axle. These two are the washers that go on the drive carrier in the belly pan. Then I got a couple of bushings for the forks, and I'm hoping that's all I need. Although I do have a feeling there's a couple of like hairpins or something that I need to lock those in. But we'll find out. And if I need them, I'll order them. But first order of business, get the snowblower up on its end, get the belly pan off, and see if I can get that roll pin back in where it goes without it falling out again. All right, I'll get set up and bring it back. The ball end on the handle fits perfectly. Okay guys, I'm ready to take the belly pan off. And you can see part of what I got to do to this is I got to angle grind all that rust off. And make sure that maybe I can turn that cutting edge around. Because it's pretty sharp. It's definitely been dragging on the ground and it's unevenly worn. I don't know if it's coming through in the video, but there's definitely a bow to it. It's thicker on the ends than it is in the center. So hopefully I can turn that around. If not, I'll have to even it up on the bench grinder. But yeah, I'll get all this rust off and I'll repaint that, prime it and paint it. I want to make sure it runs perfectly, not just runs. The idea was to sell this at cost, but I actually found a use for it myself. I have my big tractor snowblower there, which is great, but there's a couple of very narrow areas that I can't get to with that, that this is perfect for. So I think I'm going to end up keeping this one. But anyways, let me get this belly pan off and I'll bring it back. Okay, I am a bit perplexed on this roll pin that fell out. So I'm looking at the different shafts that are in here. I see a roll pin there. I see a roll pin there. Looks like I see a small one there and there. Focus. This one looks like it is coming out. It's got to be tapped back in. Also looking at the drive shaft. That roll pin is there, and that one is over there on that end. So another one here. So I'm not sure where this roll pin came from. So I'll have to figure that out. That one's in. So it looks like everything that requires a roll pin has a roll pin. Let me see if I spin this slowly, if I see any holes open anywhere. Come on, focus. Am I just missing it? You guys tell me. Would it be the first stupid mistake I made? So I know that keeps that from traveling. So let me get this hairpin out up here and disconnect this linkage. Give me a sec. So the roll pin that's in here. That stops the friction wheel and drive carrier from moving any further to the left, which it's supposed to do, which is good. I thought that might have been the reason that the forks up here and down here came off the drive carrier. So now I don't know. Everything actually, now that I kind of temporarily put it back together, and it seems to be holding, and I'm not sure I can get it back off, which is great, but then I wasted a little money on parts. But yeah, there's supposed to be a washer in between the drive carrier and the fork on each side. I do have the washers. So yeah, let me figure out how to do that. Maybe the roll pins go in the drive carrier and then secure the washer. I don't know. Let me bring it back when I figure this out, and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so I got the forks off the drive carrier. Now the drive carrier spins freely. So I think these washers mount directly to it, but it doesn't look like the hole's big enough. Let's find out. Oh yeah, just barely. Maybe that's got to be opened a hair. So I got that one on. But the question is how do I get them both on? I think I got to spread that apart just a little bit. So let me grab my bent needle nose, and we'll see if I can prop you guys up so you can see. No, that ain't gonna work. See if that works. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking in my bent needle nose and then opening them to try to spread that piece out. And that might have worked. So now this washer doesn't come off. So let me see if I could do that to the other side. Okay, so here's the washer. Oh, they both fell off. Great. So I apologize if you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm doing my best here to try to make everything visible for you. Maybe if I stick in something and then tap it wider, maybe that'll do it. No, that didn't work. So now I lost that washer inside somewhere. All right, let me bring you guys back when I figure this out. Okay, so I think I got them on. They're going to stay. So here's what I did. I took a old screwdriver that's all rusted out, and I've kind of modified it to fit down into a carburetor hole easier. That's why I don't throw out any of my old tools, because you never know when they might be useful. But anyways, I stuck it down in the hole, and I used it to pry the little divider between the two sections apart, just a hair. And now both washers are locked on. So let me see if I can get the forks mounted back on, and I'll bring you guys back. Before I do that, there's actually something else I need to take care of on this thing, and that is this part. The bushing here is completely worn out, and it's completely absent on the bottom end. So I did order 2 of those bushings. Reaching that one in the back is going to be a challenge, but Yeah, if you guys can even see that back there. So yeah, right there. So that bushing is completely missing at the end, and the one up here is completely worn out. So let me see if I can figure out how to remove the fork from that rod and then get it all reassembled. I don't know if that fork will remove, but we're going to give it a try. I'll bring you back. Okay guys, I've been trying this for a while now to get the old bushings out. There's this roll pin out here. I've been knocking at it with a pin remover. That thing won't budge. So I'm just going to leave the old rotted bushings in there for now. I am keeping this for myself, so it's not like I got to worry about it going to somebody else. But if anybody has any ideas on how to take these forks off and how to get the roll pin out, I'd appreciate any advice on that. You know, I'm not good enough right now, so we'll get there eventually. But for now, it's going to be what it is. All right, I'll bring it back after I get those forks hooked up. Okay, guys, I think I got it. Everything is on. The back is on. See if I can get some light on there for you. The back is on. This bushing keeps slipping off up here, but again, it is what it is. Couldn't get this roll pin out up here in order to swap out those bushings. But anyways, I got the fork back on. Got the washers in place. It does not appear that anything's going to slip off, but you know, if it does, at least I know how to put it back on again. So yeah, so the lube is holding up. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the wheels off and I'm going to grease the shafts underneath, because those seem a little like they're about to get really crusty. So I think it's a good idea to get these axles lubed up, and we'll bring it back. Oh, look at that! There's a grease fitting over here. Nice. So I can shoot some grease into that too. All right, bring it back in a few. Okay, so got that one off. It wasn't easy. These are already seized. That one is hardly budging. So I'm going to take care of this side, get the pin back in, and then work on that side some more. But yeah, let me get that all greased up so this rust stops becoming an issue. All right, bring it back in a few. Okay, so I got this one all lubed up, and we'll get it back in the hole. Okay, goes on a lot easier than she came off. All right, so I got the holes lined up. Okay, let me get this locked in and then we'll bring you back for the other one. Okay, this one's on, all locked in. And we'll try to spin this tire while holding the other one. Oh, that is so seized. All right. I got to figure out a better way to lock this tire so I can pull that one off. All right, bring it back in a sec. Okay, guys, I beat on this thing for over an hour. PB blaster pry bars, big hammers, small hammers. Tried to get it to move a millimeter back and forth. So I thought maybe, well, did I get it to move? Let me try by putting the pin back in the wheel. Pin went in, no problem. This thing's seized as seized gets. So, I don't know. The only thing I could think of to get that off now would be to drill a couple holes in the hub and use a harmonic puller and then take it off. I don't know, maybe my 3-jaw puller might, but I don't want to destroy the rim. So, but I don't know if drilling some holes in there will destroy the rim either. So, I don't know. But I guess that's it on the wheels for now. So let me get this belly pan cleaned up And then we'll try getting the thing back together. So thanks for putting up with me. You watched this far. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm just spraying on some WD-40 to break up the grime that's here. And then a couple of paper towels to wipe it all down. Oh, it does work, but not great. Maybe there's just too much. So I'm still waiting on parts for this generator. I'm just taking a little break while I let that WD-40 go to work. So I've got a replacement carb coming for this, but I think the original one might be fine. I just got my ultrasonic cleaner, so I'm going to try to clean that up. I got the new spark plug is on the way. I'm going to pull that valve cover off. I'm going to check the valves. I'm going to check for a head leak, like if the head gasket is bad. I'm going to drain this tank. A lot of old fuel in there. Seems like it's almost full, so I'm sure it's filled with watery fuel. So I got some stuff to clean the inside of the tank. Cleaning the outside is a different story because it's winter. Anything I use to clean is just going to freeze. So, I don't know, we'll wait and see. In the meantime, I also scored this this lift, this Harbor Freight deal. I got it used. So new, they're like almost $300. I got it for $80. Everything's in working condition. So I'm going to try to figure out how to mount a platform on this, so I can use it to lift things besides lawn tractors. So, but yeah, I'll let you guys know how that works out. So let's see if this WD-40 loosened up the rest of this grime yet. I think I'm going to need a scraper. I don't know if I have one in the garage. I believe my scraper is still in the house. Let's look in my old shit store toolbox. This is where I store all my crap. Oh, yeah. That's a wallpaper scraper. Yeah, that's not the right thing. That's going to scratch the hell out of the paint. And a wallpaper spreader. Yeah, not bad. It does loosen things up. All right, bring it back when this is done. So what do you guys think? Not perfect, but better? So that's corrosion. That'll only come off with a little bit of maybe a wire wheel and some paint and primer. But yeah, I think I got 99% of the grease and dirt and stuff off. So I think this belly pan's ready to go back on. So let me bring you over there and we'll get this thing installed. Okay, ready to get this thing back on. Hope it goes on easily. I've been beating the heck out of this thing trying to get that stuck wheel off. Let's see. The holes lining up. Yeah, they're not looking too bad. See if I can get that one partially on. Okay, now I'll get the next one on. Get these tightened down. Tight, but not too tight, because they'll strip out. Ask me how I know. Is that one stripped out? Didn't even get this tight. Okay, this one might be cooked. Yeah, that's not getting tight. Or is it? No, that one's cooked. It's not coming out, but it's not tightening down. So next time I take this belly pan off, I'm going to try to hammer those holes from both sides. Put something hard underneath on the other side to act as an anvil and hammer on that hole to try to narrow it a little bit. I've seen that work. I've never done it, but I'll give it a try. Anyways, I think this is going to be the final video for this tractor because, again, I can't get that wheel off. I couldn't get the linkage off to change those bushings. So those two things I'm not going to worry about unless they become an issue. But yeah, this thing's in 100% working order. I am going to keep it for myself, I think. It was going to go to somebody, but they kind of decided they didn't want it anymore. So it was either try to sell it randomly or keep it. And I think keeping it is the better option for me. I'm noticing there are some bolts that are missing down here. Not that I'm too concerned about it because these two and the hinge pins at the bottom hold it on. But, yeah, and, oh, you know what? I'll probably make one more video cleaning up the bottom here. So, we'll see. That definitely needs to be done. Not to mention, this thing is like razor sharp. You can tell they were scraping it against the driveway. It's so sharp that if I could practically cut myself on that. So yeah, that'll be another video. I definitely don't want this thing to rot out on me. All right. Thanks, YouTube. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Thank you.